Hey guys, it's Carrie. Today we're diving into something that honestly flipped my entire perspective on the Summer Wells case. So for 4 long years, the focus has been almost entirely on Summer's parents, Dawn and Candace Wells. Every documentary, every live stream, every discussion always circles back to the hill, the house, the lifestyle, the behavior. And don't get me wrong, I obviously completely understand why. But the newest information, especially from PI Jensen, points in a very different direction. A recent property search, a series of Facebook posts, and an alleged email from a detective on the case are now pushing the conversation away from the parents and squarely toward 2 brothers who are not related to the Wells family. And by the time I get to the end of this, you might understand why my entire theory of what happened to Summer has changed. Before we dive in, everything here is based on publicly available information, statements, and analysis. No one is being accused of a crime, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. All right, let's get into it. For anyone new or catching up, Summer Wells disappeared on June 15, 2021. She vanished from her home on Ben Hill Road in Hawkins County, Tennessee. Law enforcement conducted one of the largest ground searches in Tennessee history, but no confirmed trace of Summer has ever been found. And for years, the public has been laser focused on the parents and the chaotic environment on that hill. But this newest information suggests maybe we've been looking in the wrong direction. Let's start with the guy whose post lit this whole new path on fire. Jensen is a private investigator, and here's the first important detail. He is not hired by the Wells family. He is not working with them, and the family actually doesn't support him being involved. That matters because his conclusions aren't coming from a place of protecting the Wells parents or aligning with their versions of events. Now let's look at what he said. On June 8th, 2025, Jason posted something cryptic about a brother. Then he began clarifying in the comments. He believes the parents are a bias in the investigation. He's leaned toward the idea that they are not guilty in Summer's disappearance. Most importantly, he made it very clear that when he says brother, he is not talking about Summer's brothers. He is talking about 2 brothers unrelated to the Wells family. This was the first major shift, but it didn't stop there. In the last few days, Jason made 2 more significant posts. He thanked a family for coming forward. This implies someone related to these brothers or close to them reached out with information. And he also mentioned Fred Hill, a name that obviously has been floating around the case for years. And that's where the rumor mill and the facts, for me at least, start to part ways. And now the narrative has taken a sharp turn. Fred Hill has been a name tied to the case for a long time. He was a neighbor in the area. He's changed his story multiple times. He later married a YouTube creator covering the case, and he shares the same last name as the family who owns the property involved in the new search. It's also been pointed out by Fred that he is a cousin of the brothers connected to that property. But here's the new and very important development, for me anyway. Jensen apparently is publicly clearing Fred Hill. In the last couple of days, he's basically saying Fred is not involved. And on top of that, there's an alleged email from Detective Pruitt, who works Summer's case, addressed to Fred's sister stating that Fred is not a suspect and he's not believed to be involved in Summer's disappearance. Now, I know on another live this morning, Ernie Shell allegedly called into Detective Pruitt and is said that that email is fake. I have been in contact with Fred's sister, and she is adamant that no, it is not a fake email. So there's that. While Fred's name has been a part of the chaos around the case for years, the most credible and recent sources, to me anyway, are both saying the same thing. Fred Hill is not a part of this. And that removes him from the center of the theory and shifts the focus directly onto the 2 brothers.
It happened at the 3500 block of Van Hill Road, not far off from where Summer was last seen over 4 years ago. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel has followed up on this new information as the Amber Alert for Summer still remains active.
This is Van Hill Road. It's about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road, where Summer was reported missing. As you can see, there are posters here with her information on them. And last week, law enforcement conducted a search on this road in the 3500 block. It's about 2 miles back from where I'm standing here. It's very similar to Beach Creek, as the homes are spread out and there is a lot of land. It's also close to the Greene County line. We did reach out to Dawn and Candace after the TBI confirmed a recent search in their daughter's case. They said they do not want to be interviewed as they are waiting to hear more from the TBI and, quote, otherwise, it is just more drama and stirred pain, so there was nothing to say, end quote. We reached out to Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, too, and have yet to hear back. We also stopped by his office today and were told that he wasn't in. The TBI couldn't tell us what the tip about Summer was that led them here to Van Hill Road, or if anything came of it.
Jensen has pointed away from the parents and towards these men repeatedly. He's also strongly implied that both brothers may be involved. This is not about Summer's family at all, and this property is meaningful. So that brings us to one detail that kind of ties everything together for me. Now we revisit something people noticed years ago. On the day that Summer disappeared, there was a tree trimming service there near the Wells property. And now another tree trimming truck appears to be connected to that address that was just searched at least many years ago. So here's the big question for me. Did these brothers own or work for that tree service? Because if so, the entire timeline shifts. Suddenly, we have brothers connected to that property, a tree trimming crew in the immediate area, a truck photographed near the Wells home on the exact same day Summer vanished, and now a new law enforcement search tying all those threads together. I'm going to walk you through the theory that now makes sense to me based on this information. Number one, Summer likely got off the property. Given what we know about Candace, including her admitted drug use and neglectful behavior, I believe Summer could have easily wandered down that hill. I have always felt that way. Number two, she may have encountered the tree trimming crew. If these brothers were a part of that crew, Summer wanders down, she enters their work area, and something accidental but catastrophic happens. A truck, equipment, tools, or simply being in the wrong place at the wrong moment. Number three, a panic-driven cover-up. Instead of reporting an accident involving a child, the adults present panic. Why? Well, because many people connected to this case were doing illegal things, drug use, warrants, past charges, situations that would make them terrified to involve law enforcement in any way, really. And what do people do when they're scared of being exposed for something else? Well, they lie, they hide, they cover. And if an accident occurred, these brothers may have hidden Summer's body to avoid prosecution. And if a family member recently came forward with information, which Jensen suggests, that explains the shift in focus right now. So if we follow his statements to their logical end, two questions matter more than anything. Number one, how did these brothers get access to Summer that day? Did she walk to them? Did they call her over? Did she follow the sound of equipment? Did she simply wander into their path? Number two, how was this kept secret for 4 years? Who knew? Who didn't? Who stayed quiet out of fear, guilt, or self-preservation? And what changed that made somebody finally speak up now? This doesn't solve the case, but it reframes it in a way that makes sense, to me at least, with the new search, Jensen's post, the family that came forward, the tree trimming truck, the brothers, and the apparent clearing of Fred Hill. This theory matches the pattern of accident, panic, cover-up, silence, which is what I felt all along. And now cracks forming in the wall that kept the truth buried. If you've been following this case for 4 years, you know how rare it is for the narrative to shift based on actual information instead of noise. And this shift feels real. Let me know in the comments what you think. Does this theory make more sense than what we've all been thinking or told for years? Summer deserves answers, and she deserves the truth, not the circus this case has become. Thank you for being here and for keeping her name alive for the right reasons.